It was just after midnight when my phone lit up. Luke's name flashed on the screen. He never called this late. Text maybe, but never a call. Not unless it was serious. I sat up in bed, heart already tight in my chest. I answered quick. "Where's Amanda?" That was all he said. No hey, no lead-in. Just those 3 words like a punch. I rubbed my eyes. Cincinnati. Fire Safety Expo. Left yesterday morning. There was a pause. I heard him breathe. She just checked into a chalet suite at Timberline Resort. Private unit. Under your name. Using your card. My stomach dropped. Not alone either, he added. She's with Bryce Rucker. That name felt like a slap. Bryce. Junior fire inspector. 24. Maybe 25. Still looked like he barely shaved. Amanda always called him harmless. Said he was like a little brother at work. Always joked he had a crush on her. I used to laugh. Thought it was nothing. Luke didn't joke. You want proof? I stared at the wall for a second. My brain was blank. Then I shook my head. Not yet. Let her think she's safe. Let her dig deep. Another pause. You sure? I want everything. Camera footage. Receipts. Room logs. If she's gonna blow up our life, she better do it in 4K. He didn't argue. All right, I'll get it. He hung up, and I sat there in the dark. No panic. No yelling. Just a cold, hollow silence under my ribs. Quick note, before we get deeper into this, where are you watching from? I grabbed my laptop, logged into the credit card account. Sure enough, Timberline Resort. Full weekend booking. Extra charges already posted. 2 guests listed on the room. I could see it now. Amanda ordering wine in a robe. Laughing by the fire pit. With Bryce. In the same goddamn resort we celebrated our engagement at 3 years ago. I didn't need to guess what was going on. I just needed to confirm it. Lock it in airtight. I opened a new folder on my desktop. Named it Report. Then I picked up my phone and texted Luke. Send everything. The first photo came in less than 5 minutes later. Amanda. Hair wrapped in a towel. Laughing. One hand holding a drink. The other resting on Bryce's chest. He was shirtless. The fireplace was lit behind them. I saved it straight to the folder. No reaction. No questions. Just click. Save. Label. Chalet_living room 11 p.m. More followed. Amanda in a black robe, walking barefoot down the hallway with Bryce behind her. Her hand on his wrist like they were sharing some inside joke. The same laugh I used to get when we ordered Chinese and she'd steal all the egg rolls. Next photo, Bryce's arm around her waist. Champagne bottle in her hand. Steam rising from the hot tub just behind them. Then came the one that made me stop. It was her. Kissing him. Outside. Under the overhang of the chalet porch. Same exact spot where I gave her the ring 3 years ago. Where she cried and said yes before pulling me inside. I stared at that photo for a full 30 seconds. Didn't blink. Didn't move. Just saved it. Chalet_porch_kiss_12 a.m. The messages kept buzzing through. Luke wasn't holding back. Front desk confirmed the suites booked till Sunday. 2 breakfast trays this morning. Ordered under your name. French toast, eggs, fruit, mimosas. Security cam. Bryce carried her purse. They left for the trails around noon. Every text was clean. Timestamps, image attachments, location tags. I barely looked at the images anymore. Just dragged and dropped. Built out the folder like I was prepping an audit. Subfolders by time and room location. Cropped out anything extra. Named everything clear and sharp. Room service bills showed 3 nights. Massage appointments. In-room couples yoga. One receipt caught my eye, lingerie boutique. Billed to the suite. Luke added, private store. They send samples to the room. Discreet service. I end. Click. Save. Label. Lingerie_invoice_room 412. Still no emotion. Just that cold, detached hum in the back of my skull. I wasn't surprised. I was done being surprised. Bryce. That smug little bastard with the protein shake and overdone cologne. Used to call me sir when he'd see me at company barbecues. He was nothing, just easy, convenient. And Amanda, she was all in. No hesitation in those photos. No guilt. No distance. She looked alive. Like this was her real life, not the one she had with me. Luke dropped another message. You want lobby footage from check-in? I can have it in an hour. I replied, get it. Everything. And I meant it. Quick note, before we go any further, share which city or country you're watching from. That was the moment I started the spreadsheet. 2 tabs. One for visual evidence. One for transaction logs. Timestamps down to the minute. Labeled each one. Match charges to images. Confirmed GPS data off the metadata in Luke's screenshots. I stopped thinking about what it all meant. Just kept logging it. Just kept building. At one point, I looked up and realized the sun was coming in through the blinds. Whole night gone. I hadn't moved once. Didn't eat. Didn't sleep. Didn't feel. Just sat there cataloging the death of my marriage one file at a time. Amanda thought she was sneaky. She thought Bryce was low risk. A nobody with a badge and no spine. She had no idea I already had the entire crime scene mapped and organized. By the time Luke sent the room access logs from the front desk, listing every time their keycards had been used, I was done naming files. The folder was complete. Report? I muttered out loud, leaning back in my chair. Everything I needed was already in there. I froze the card at 6:08 a.m. Didn't even think twice. Just logged in, hit report stolen, and locked it down. 15 minutes later, Luke texted. She just tried to charge 2 breakfast mimosas. Declined. She's at the desk now. I stood in the kitchen, still in last night's clothes, watching the coffee drip while messages kept coming in. She's playing dumb, telling them it must be a glitch. Bryce stepped off to make a call. He looked spooked. Good. My phone started ringing right after that. Amanda's face on the screen, smiling like nothing had happened. I let it buzz once before I answered. Hey babe, she said, all fake casual. Weird thing. My card's acting up this morning. You get any alerts or something? Her voice was smooth, practiced. She'd had time to think. Kept mine flat. Yeah, I reported it stolen. Silence. Tight little pause. Then she chuckled. Wait, what? Why? Because someone used it to check into a luxury chalet 8 hours away from where you said you'd be. Another pause. I heard her breathing now. The fake smile cracked right there. Okay. I don't know what you think this is, but don't. Amanda. I walked to the counter, leaned against it. Calm. Measured. I've got the receipts. Camera footage. Room access logs. Every charge, every timestamp. Still no words on her end. I've got Bryce carrying your purse through the hallway. Got you kissing him on the porch. You want to keep playing? She didn't respond. Just breathed through her nose like she was trying not to cry. I didn't give her the space. You kissed him, I said. Same spot we got engaged. Did you forget that? Or did you do it on purpose? Nothing. I heard the resort noise behind her. Muffled conversation. The front desk printer spitting out a receipt. Bryce saying something in the background, like, "Are you good?" She finally spoke. Real quiet. "Can we please talk when I get home?" No, this isn't a conversation. This is cleanup. I hung up. Didn't wait for a response. Didn't need to. Just dropped the phone on the counter and opened the laptop again. Luke's next text hit right on cue. She looks shook. Bryce too. He's pacing. You want me to keep eyes on them? I typed back, no. Let her wonder what's next. Quick break. Before the next crack hits, drop a comment and let me know where you're watching from. I poured my coffee, sat back down, and opened the report folder again. She was scrambling now. Good. She needed to feel that. Every fake excuse, every little smirk, every casual lie about Bryce. All of it was burning up in real time. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't even mad. Not really. I was past the point of reaction. This was about precision. She tried to play me like I was some blind idiot sitting at home while she got cozy with a junior fire inspector. Now she was the one sweating, with no idea how deep I'd already dug. I drained the last of my coffee and opened the banking app. First thing I did? Yanked her off every account. Joint savings locked. My name only. Credit accounts closed the shared card. Froze the backup. Changed login info across the board. She wouldn't get another dollar through me. Business account gone. I removed her admin access, switched out the security questions, and forwarded everything to my personal email. Her phone plan? Cancelled. Mid-contract. Didn't care. Even her gas card, the one she used on work trips, shredded that too. Then I opened a new browser tab and searched up divorce attorneys in Ohio. Found one with adultery clause right there on the landing page. Booked a consult for 10 o'clock. They had a spot open. Took it without blinking. I emailed them the folder. Labeled, time-stamped, airtight. Everything from the chalet, the photos, receipts, logs, all of it laid out like evidence for court. Because it was. I didn't need revenge. I needed resolution. 10 minutes later, I got a call. Mr. Carter, I've reviewed the file. I can file for separation immediately. Adultery grounds are clear. Do it. I hung up, then opened Instagram. Amanda had posted a throwback from our Gatlinburg trip last month. A photo of us smiling at the cabin, like things were perfect. I didn't comment, just dropped one line under it. Hope Bryce liked the chalet. Receipts incoming. That was it. 30 minutes later, Luke texted. She just ran to the front desk with her phone in her hand. Bryce is behind her, trying to calm her down. Another text followed. She's deleting stuff. Her profile just went dark. I refreshed. Her account was gone. Nuked. Quick note. While you're listening, tell us which country you're watching from. I didn't smile. Didn't feel satisfied. Just steady. Controlled. She knew now. It wasn't just some private mess she could clean up later. It was public. Obvious. Exposed. Her phone line was dead. Her cards were blocked. Her job email would bounce back if she tried to message me. She had no access to the savings. No access to the business. She'd taken a match to everything I built with her. I just let the flames finish the job. Luke sent another update. They're arguing now. I can't hear much, but she's clearly freaking out. I texted back. Don't engage. Just observe. He didn't reply, but I knew he got it. I leaned back in my chair, the morning light pouring through the kitchen window. My phone was quiet for the first time in hours. There was nothing left to figure out. No more wondering. No more excuses. She'd made her bed, and I just locked the damn door behind her. Less than an hour after Amanda nuked her profile, I sent the folder to her boss. Didn't need a long message. Just attached the zip file and wrote, "Thought you should be aware. All photos and receipts were charged to company time during a scheduled public event. Let me know if you need anything else." That was it. Luke texted again a little after lunch. They're packing up. Bags in the car. Not saying much. She's not even wearing makeup. Good. Let her drive home in silence. By the next morning, Amanda was suspended. I knew because her boss CC'd me in the confirmation email. Pending investigation. We've received the materials. They're being reviewed by HR and compliance. Translation. She was toast. But Bryce? His situation got worse. Luke went digging just for curiosity and found an old tagged photo on Instagram from some couple's fitness retreat in Asheville. Photo showed Bryce with his arm around a woman, both wearing matching tank tops. Big power couple banner in the background. Caption read, "Weekend reset with my rock. Proud of you, Clara." Clara. Bryce's wife. Luke cross-checked her name on LinkedIn. Same fire department. Different unit. Admin role. I stared at the screen. He's married. I texted. Luke replied fast. Yup. And Amanda was technically his superior. Big HR bomb incoming. I sat there and let that sink in. The woman I was married to was having a full-blown affair with a married guy she outranked at work. It wasn't a scandal. It was a demolition. Later that afternoon, I got another email, this one from an anonymous address. Just a screenshot of Bryce's department directory listing with a big red, terminated watermark across it. Underneath was Amanda's listing. Same red mark. Attached was a company memo. Went out department-wide. Effective immediately, Amanda Carter and Bryce Rucker have been released from employment following a violation of professional conduct policies. Further inquiries should be directed to HR. No details, just a clean cut. Then, late that night, I got a ping on Instagram. Clara had posted to her story. Black screen, white text, just 3 words. I know. Done. Quick break. If you've made it this far, let me know in the comments. Do you think Clara should have confronted Amanda directly? I screenshotted the post, saved it in the folder, and turned my phone face down on the table. Luke sent one last update. Bryce moved out this morning. Clara kicked him. Mutuals say she's not answering his calls. No drama. No public fight. Just gone. That part stuck with me. She didn't explode. She didn't beg. She just burned the bridge and kept walking. Like I said, demolition. I didn't hear from Amanda. No apology. No excuse. She'd gone quiet, probably scrambling, trying to find a story to sell to whoever still picked up her calls. But the facts didn't leave much room. She was caught, fired, publicly embarrassed. Marriage gone. Side guy gone. There was nothing left to save. I sat in the garage that night with the door cracked open, beer in hand, just listening to the quiet. Felt like I'd finally vacuumed the last piece of glass out of a shattered window. Amanda had said once, early on, that if I ever betrayed her, she'd make sure the world knew who I really was. I remembered that. She liked playing victim in her head. Thought she was always 2 steps ahead. Always smarter than the room. But I didn't need to scream. I didn't need to expose her. All I had to do was open the blinds and let the light in. 2 days after the firings, my phone lit up with an unknown number. I let it ring. Then it rang again. Same number. No voicemail. On the 3rd call, I picked up. Amanda. Her voice was wrecked. Like she'd been crying for hours and hadn't slept. I don't have anything, she said. Cards are locked. No cash. Bryce is gone. I don't even have a ride. I didn't say a word. She kept talking. Can you? I need to get back. I need to get home. I opened my laptop without responding. Searched the cheapest flights from Timberline to Columbus. Took the worst combo I could find. Middle seat, 3 layovers, total travel time. 15 hours. No free bags, no food. Booked it. Then I spoke. Check your email. You board in 2 hours. Don't miss it. She started to say something. Maybe thank you, maybe another excuse. But I hung up. Didn't take another call from her after that. The morning of her return, I didn't go to the airport. I didn't wait at baggage claim. I didn't even text to confirm she landed. I taped a key to the front door. Not for the house. For a storage unit off Route 23. Inside, everything she owned. Labeled. Boxed. Stacked in rows like a warehouse. Clothes, shoes, makeup, books, framed photos, even her Fire Academy hoodie from the early days. All packed tight and cold. Nothing missing. Nothing extra. I'd taken a full week to clear her out. Didn't toss a single item. Didn't damage anything. Just boxed it all with zero emotion. Like I was closing down an office. And I made sure to upgrade the unit security with cameras before she got there. She used the key that afternoon. Footage showed her standing outside the unit for almost 5 minutes before unlocking it. Then she opened the door and just stood there, hands at her sides, not moving, not crying, not yelling, just looking. She didn't touch a single box, didn't pull one thing out, just stood frozen in the middle of everything she used to have. Quick note, if someone boxed your life like that, what would be the first thing you'd grab? Drop it in the comments. I watched the footage in silence later that night. 53 minutes. That's how long she stood there. No bags, no friends, no backup plan. Just her and the cold air of a climate-controlled unit filled with her past. When she finally walked out, she didn't close the door all the way. Didn't lock it. Like she didn't know what to do next. Didn't matter. I had it on auto lock. I never went back to check if she took anything. Didn't care. The key I gave her was one way only. The morning after I watched her stand in that storage unit, I grabbed the ring. Didn't hesitate. Didn't look at it long. Just slipped it into a sock and drove straight to Hilltop Pawn. Guy behind the glass gave me $900 in cash. Didn't even blink. I took it straight to the firefighter recovery fund downtown. Walked it in myself. Filled out the donation slip under Amanda's name. Let them print the receipt. Then I changed every password. Bank logins, streaming services, shared cloud drives, security systems, all of it. Locked her out clean. Swapped the mailbox code too. She'd memorized it years ago. Not anymore. Then I walked into the hallway, opened the wedding photo frame, and tossed it straight into the bin behind the garage. Didn't break it. Didn't shred it. Just got it out of my house. By the end of that week, I started hearing about her couch surfing. A friend of a friend saw her at Devon's place, then 2 nights later at Kelly's. By Sunday, she was staying with a girl named Haley she hadn't talked to since high school. Those favors dried up fast. People stopped replying. Started screening her texts. Then she got desperate. Started showing up in person. She went to my buddy Jeremy's work. Walked right into the warehouse during his shift. Tried to act casual. "Have you seen Nate?" He didn't play along. Just stared at her until she walked out. Then came the voicemail phase. Random numbers. Different area codes. Blocked IDs. Always the same message. "Please. I need to talk. I'm sorry. Just give me 5 minutes. Please." I didn't answer. Not once. Just saved them to a folder called Noise. Didn't delete them. Didn't listen either. Quick pause. If someone betrayed you like that, would you erase the messages? Or keep them? She even hit up my barber. Walked in during a haircut. Asked if I'd been in lately. He told her flat out, "You're wasting your time. We don't talk about him." She left in tears. Started showing up outside places I used to go, the gym, the hardware store, even my old lunch spot. I switched my routines. Didn't let her catch me. I was done explaining. She wasn't looking for closure. She was looking for access. And every door she knocked on had already shut. The note was wedged under my wiper blade when I came out of the shop. Folded in half. No envelope. Just my name in her handwriting, sloppy. Like she wrote it in a rush. "Please. One conversation. Just you and me. No games." That was it. I stared at it for a second, then crumpled it and shoved it in my jacket. Texted her the address of an old diner on the edge of town. Neutral ground. Quiet. No risk of drama. Tomorrow. 2 p.m. 1 hour max. She wrote back, "I'll be there." She showed up 10 minutes early. Thin. Tired. Hair pulled back. No makeup. Wore some hoodie I didn't recognize. Her eyes looked like they hadn't closed in a week. She barely touched her water. I didn't say anything at first. Just sat across from her. Arms crossed. Envelope in my jacket pocket. She looked up and started talking. "I know I don't deserve to be here. I know that." I didn't move. She kept going. I need you to hear me. That's all. I don't expect forgiveness." Her voice cracked, but she didn't cry. "I felt invisible, Nate. I felt like you didn't see me anymore. You were always busy, always planning, always working." She leaned forward. "I didn't go looking for Bryce. It just happened. I needed to feel like I mattered again." I stared at her, let her sit in the silence. She looked away. "He didn't mean anything. It was never supposed to be permanent." I cut in. She blinked. "No, it was a mistake. One I'd take back if I could." I reached into my jacket and pulled out the envelope. Set it on the table. Didn't slide it over yet. "You weren't invisible," I said. "You were entitled." She froze. "You didn't ask for help. You didn't tell me how you felt. You decided you were owed something and took it. That's not invisible. That's selfish." Her hands were shaking a little now. She didn't reach for the envelope. "Everything I built," I said. "The house, the business, the plans. That was for us. and you treated it like background noise. She whispered, I was lost. No, you were bored. Quick break. How would you have handled this moment? Talk or walk? Drop your answer in the comments. I tapped the envelope once. Inside is the divorce agreement. No alimony. No assets. You walk with what you already have, which is boxed in a storage unit. Her bottom lip quivered. Still no tears. She knew better. This is the only conversation we'll ever have again. I pushed the envelope across the table. She stared at it like it might bite her. Sign it, I said. Or don't. But it's filed either way. I stood up, tossed a 20 on the table, and walked out. Didn't look back. Didn't check if she opened it. Outside, the air felt cleaner. The sun had come out. Light wind, no noise. I slid into my truck and shut the door. For the first time in months, my hands weren't shaking. I never saw her again after that diner. Didn't expect to. Didn't want to. She just disappeared. Mutual said she ended up working a register at one of those 24-hour pharmacies off I-71. The kind with flickering lights, half-stocked shelves, and no air conditioning. Someone sent me a photo once. Amanda behind the counter, head down, wearing a red vest and blank name tag. They said she tells people, I used to have it all. That was her version of the story now. I didn't argue it. Let her keep it. Meanwhile, I got back to living. First thing I did was put money into the truck. Full tune-up, new tires, fresh coat of matte gray. Felt like mine again. Cleared out the garage next. Turned it into a proper shop. Pegboard walls, workbench, heavy-duty sander, all of it. Started building again. Cutting, shaping, fixing. The kind of work that keeps your hands busy and your mind clear. Friday nights turned into poker nights. Cold beer, loud laughs, no drama. Just good people and bad cards. I stopped jumping at unknown numbers. Stopped checking my rear view when I left the house. The quiet came back. And this time I let it stay. Then one morning I got the email. Subject line, thank you. It was from Clara. Just one line. I wouldn't have known otherwise. That's it. No bitterness. No guilt. Just the truth. I didn't reply. Didn't need to. I just let it land. Quick pause. If you got that message, would you write back? Or let silence do the talking? I shut the laptop, walked out to the garage, and fired up the sander. That day I was working on a reclaimed oak slab, wanted to turn it into a coffee table. Nothing fancy, just solid, real. As the sawdust rose, I watched the sunlight cut through it like smoke. I didn't think about Amanda. I didn't think about Bryce. I didn't even think about what could have been. Because none of that mattered anymore. This wasn't revenge. It was distance. And for the first time in a long time, I wasn't running from anything. I was in the shop that Sunday afternoon, smoothing out the last edge of a cedar bench. Had the door open just enough to let the air roll through. Fan running low. Country radio playing in the background. Not loud, just enough to fill the space. My hands were steady. The stain was soaking in clean. I hadn't heard from Amanda in months. No voicemails. No calls. No surprise pop-ins. Nothing. It was like she finally understood the door wasn't just closed. It was gone. And I didn't miss her. Not even a little. Didn't regret what I did. Didn't second-guess how far I took it. I just felt still. Not angry. Not proud. Just steady. Like everything had finally settled back into place. That last meeting at the diner popped into my head sometimes. The way her eyes shifted when I slid that folder across the table. She wasn't shocked. She was defeated. She didn't expect kindness. Just hoped I'd leave a crack open for her to crawl through. She wanted closure. She got it. Quick break. You ever watch someone realize it's really over? What did that look like? I stepped back from the bench, looked at it from the side. Clean lines. No frills. Just solid. Kind of like how I wanted to live now. I didn't need a storybook. Didn't need some movie ending with last-minute forgiveness and warm embraces in the rain. I just wanted honesty. Peace. And I had it. I wasn't bitter. I was clean. If someone new ever came around, maybe at the lumber yard, maybe at poker night, I'd take my time. No rushing. No fixing anyone. No illusions. Just me, the quiet, and something real.